Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Sarah and I create primarily style videos along with lifestyle vlogs, you know, behind the scenes of countryside living, looking after the horses, taking you to equestrian competitions, that kind of thing. So if that's your vibe, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more. But in today's video, we're going to be looking at new purchases for spring 2025. So I've got a load of stuff on the floor here to take you through. We've got some home bits that I'll run through first. Then I've got some clothing pieces along with some more on-trend pieces for spring-summer 2025. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you some of my go-to beauty products at the minute that I have just been really reaching for in this cold, horrible weather. So yeah, that's today's video. So to kick things off with homeware, I made a trip to Homesense the other day and picked up this absolutely gorgeous storage box. So it looks like a book, but it is in fact a box, and it's got this lovely wildflower design on the front. This, I would say, is fairly large. It was the biggest one they had. It's kind of just bigger than an A4 piece of paper, I would say. But they did have smaller versions with different types of flowers on as well. And to be honest, I may go and pick up some of the smaller ones to go along with this, just because I think they would look really nice together. So this was $7.99 and it's by H&M Creatives, but it's just really gorgeous. I don't have an office in this house anymore because it's now my son's bedroom, so I'm really lacking in space to put my stuff. So just things like basic stationery, my filming equipment, anything like that. So having kind of innovative storage solutions that don't look really ugly is really helpful. So I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. So the next thing I picked up from Homesense was this gorgeous weekly planner. This is by a brand called Fringe, and it's essentially a notepad. It's got a hard cardboard back, and it's a notepad with a load of different bits of paper on. You can tear these off when you're finished with them, but they don't have dates on, which is really helpful for me because I love a diary, but I want to be able to see something out like this all the time. A lot of the time I make a lot of lists on my phone, which is great because I'm a person that needs to make lots of lists for my own sanity, but I can't see them. They're not out all the time. I have to always go back in my notes to refer back to them. Whereas with this, I can physically write them down and I can either hang it up on the wall. It's got little holes that you can tie up on the wall with, or you can just kind of leave it out on the side and keep going back to it to see what I need to prioritise that week. I'm going to mostly use this for content planning to make sure that I've got my priorities in order for that particular week, and make sure that I'm doing things on the days I need to do them before any deadlines, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, this is really helpful. It's got the days of the week here where I can write some things down here. So I've got today's Monday, today is my filming day, so I've got everything that I need to film there. Tomorrow is editing day. There's some other things that I need to do, like I've got a meeting. Wednesday is admin and I need to look out my chickens and wash my hair, so that's gone on there. And then I've got some other stuff on for the rest of the week. But the reason I particularly liked this one was because it also has at the bottom here this week's priorities. So I am a person that definitely gets loads of crazy ideas in my head and I need to do them immediately, and I don't necessarily I'm not very good at keeping a focus on a certain task. If I get something in my head, I want to do it there and then. So this just reminds me what is actually important for the week. So for example, this week, a lot of my week revolves around a particular video for a brand that I've got to film. It's really important that I film it this week because I don't have time next week and the deadline is the week after. So I need to make sure I film it this week, so that is number one in my priorities. So whenever I'm doing anything this week, I'll just refer to this and go, if I haven't done that video about breeches, that's the first thing that I need to do before I do all these crazy ideas that I have. So that's very, very helpful. So yeah, I think this was around the £6 mark. Because I've been using it, I took off the wrapper. But it wasn't expensive. I think it was about £6 or £7. And yeah, I just think in terms of content planning and organisation of my week to make sure I get the things done that I need to, I think this is going to be really helpful. So along similar lines, the next item I got was a notebook. This was £4 in the sale. The reason I like this is just because I like the colour of it. I mentioned before, I really like making notes on my phone, so whenever I get content ideas, that kind of thing, it goes straight in my phone, and I probably won't stop doing that, but I wanted, I don't know what it is, recently I just want something physical that I can write down, so I think I'll start writing some ideas in here as well, maybe start doing things like planning for voiceovers, or if I have pitching ideas for brands, that kind of thing, I will write them in here. And yeah, I really love the colour. It's just plain lined, so it's nothing, you know, it's nothing fancy, it's just a notebook, but I wanted it and it was on sale, so why not? So next up we have a candle. I challenge anybody to walk into Homesense and walk out without buying at least one candle. Like, it's impossible, okay? Normally I walk out with at least 4, so the fact that I've only bought 1 is fairly impressive. So this is the Sand and Fog Mango and Sweet Tangerine, and it is absolutely heavenly. It's very, very strong smelling. It's actually, considering it's mango and sweet tangerine, it's quite floral, and it really just reminds me of summertime, and just those kind of fresh florally scents when you walk through the garden and that kind of thing, and it's just gorgeous. I also really loved the colour. One of my main things with buying candles is they need to look nice. So this particular sort of peachy colour I really like. I don't like anything too bright or garish, but just to add a little pop of colour, I think this would look really nice just sort of there. So yeah, that's my one candle purchase this week. So last from the homeware section this week, we have this gorgeous soap dispenser with this sort of bluebell pattern on it. It just screams spring to me, and the colour just looks really nice and fresh. I've been on the lookout for a nice soap dispenser for my kitchen. I have yet to decide whether this will go in the kitchen. I think this would actually look better in my main bathroom, because this is kind of the colour scheme of the main bathroom really, this kind of seafoam green. But yeah, I just loved the look of it, so I think whether I put it in the kitchen or the bathroom, it will look really lovely. If I put it in the bathroom, I still do need to find one for my kitchen. I'm really struggling to find one that doesn't look too bathroomy. But this is a really easy way to just kind of upgrade the look of your home if you're somebody that uses soap a lot and has soap on the side. So obviously we have a 15-month-old, I'm always washing my hands. I have chickens, I have horses, we have the dog, so we're always cleaning up after animals. So we go through soap a lot in this house, and not only is using refillable soaps rather than kind of the normal ones, the plastic ones that you can buy from the shop, not only is it more eco-friendly, but it also just looks nicer rather than having the plastic kind of, you know, antibacterial soap on the side. Having something like this that you can just refill instead just gives a slight classiness to the look of your home, I think. So yeah, I really love a soap dispenser, and I will keep you updated on where I put this one. So now moving on to clothing, the first item up is this absolutely gorgeous buttermilk yellow cardigan from New Look. This was £17.99 on offer from £29.99, so that's quite a hefty discount. This is part of their new in collection for spring, but they have an offer on at the minute, so hopefully when this video goes out the offer will still be on, because I think that's a really good discount. But I walked past this and quite literally couldn't leave it there. Buttermilk yellow is really going to be a colour for this spring, so it's a really good trend piece. I'm really loving a cardigan at the minute, so I will actually wear it rather than just buying something because it's trending and then never actually wear it. But also I just love the colour. I really like yellow on me anyway. I'm quite warm skin tone, so yellow does, I think, really suit me. And this just looks really classic. I think with a crisp white shirt, or even just a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans, I think just as a layer to throw on in the spring, not only is it a gorgeous colour that will go with a lot of things that I have already, but it's really on trend, and I just couldn't resist. It's quite a boxy shape. I've not even tried this on. I will try this on and put a video clip of me here trying it on, but yeah, I was in a bit of a hurry and I just walked past it and was like, I need that immediately. I bought a size medium. Typically I'm a 12 to 14, but this looks fairly big, so I bought a medium. So yeah, that's my new cardigan. So sticking with New Look, we've got this absolutely gorgeous powder pink shirt. It's a very kind of loose drapey material, and I actually bought this to film a Valentine's Day video as a styling reel for my Instagram, but I think I'll actually get quite a lot of wear out of this because it's it's a very neutral pink. It's a very kind of that ballet powder pink that's really on trend, first of all, for spring summer, but also it's a very wearable pink. It's not very garish. So in terms of the actual colour, I do think I'll get some use out of it. I think it would look lovely with a pair of wide leg trousers if you want to dress it up a bit, or equally, because it's fairly loose and casual, I think it would look lovely with a pair of denim jeans. In the reel for Instagram, I filmed it with a tweed skirt that had a pink check running through it. That was lovely as well. So I think there are lots of ways that I could style this, and I will actually get a lot of use out of it. In terms of the actual style of shirt, it's a V-neck, kind of open fronted, which is very, very not me at all. I normally like fairly high t-shirts, fairly high shirts. I don't like anything that's very low cut, because I have very big boobs and it's not a classy look, to be honest. But actually, when I tried this shirt on, it wasn't really, really low cut and it didn't look too bad. So I do think I will get a lot of wear out of this. I've already worn it twice, so yeah, I do think I'll get some wear out of that. I'm just absolutely obsessed with the colour. It's really gorgeous and just a very classic pink rather than like your bright Barbie pink that was really on trend in spring 2024. So yes, I recommend New Look for pink shirts at the moment. So moving on to H&M, we've got some basic t-shirts here. I was in desperate need of some nice basics, and I don't really like, you know, the really heavyweight boxy t-shirts that you can buy that everybody and their mother on Instagram and Pinterest is wearing from Arquette, places like that, like the really, really heavyweight boxy t-shirts. They do not suit me at all. I'd really love it if they did, because I think they look gorgeous on most people, but because I am very curvy and full up this end, they just don't suit me at all. They kind of hang off me wrong and they just make me look very frumpy. So I need typically more of a fitted t-shirt, but I like something that's more lightweight rather than the heavyweight, so that I can layer. That's just my personal style. And I found these very stretchy t-shirts in H&M. These were only £9.99 each, and they are so comfortable. They just come out of the wash, which is why they look a bit creased, because I've quite literally just taken them off the washing line. But they're just really, really comfortable. I don't think they're going to last well. Like, as a basic, I don't think they're a good investment piece. They aren't expensive, and you can kind of tell that, like, they've been washed once and they're already starting to bobble a bit at the back, which isn't great, but that's not something that you're going to see if you have something over the top of it, like a cardigan, which is typically how I will wear these. So the primary thing for me was comfort. They're a really good length. They are cropped, but they're not so cropped that you can't tuck them into a pair of jeans. I can kind of just tuck them in, which is the length I like, because I don't want a lot of bulk. So if I had any longer, I'd get a lot of bulk building up underneath like a pair of jeans or whatever I'm tucking them into. So I got one in white and one in this kind of sandy beige. It's not really beige, it's more of like a sandy colour. So yeah, really pleased with those. I know that I've said that they aren't, you know, gonna stand the test of time, and they aren't, but they are incredibly, incredibly comfortable. So for me, if I have to buy these 3 times over this year, I don't really mind, because they're very, very comfortable. So yeah, H&M T-shirts. So moving on to Zara, you may have noticed I've stripped off, and it's because I needed to show you the cardigan that I was wearing. So this gorgeous, gorgeous cardigan I bought a couple of weeks ago from Zara for my Bruges trip, and I have been living in it ever since. It's absolutely the most gorgeous colour. It's sort of, when you get up close to it, it's sort of brown and grey, which means it goes really nicely with brown, it goes really nicely with black, it goes really nicely with grey, it goes beautifully with cream, it goes, basically it will go with anything, because it's that nice mixture of both. It's got these really lovely silver buttons, which originally when I picked this up I was like, oh no, they're silver, because I wear so much gold jewellery, which means that a lot of my necklaces, for example, I couldn't wear with this because they're all gold, and mixed metals is very in at the minute. So if that's a trend that you want to follow for 2025 and you wear gold jewellery, you might not be too bothered. I personally am going to be avoiding that trend. So I wouldn't wear gold jewellery with this, but I must say that I've just avoided wearing necklaces, or I do have silver jewellery, so I've just put a silver necklace on instead and silver earrings, and it just looks lovely. So maybe this will encourage me to start pulling out all of my silver jewellery. And my wedding rings, my engagement ring are platinum, so I am wearing mixed metals anyway because of that a lot of the time. So yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous, and I really cannot tell you how comfortable it is. Let's take a look at the composition. So this does have a wool content, but it's only 6%. It's 51% acrylic, 40% polyester, 3% elastane and 6% wool, which, to be honest, really surprises me. I thought it would have a higher wool content because it's very, very comfortable. So yeah, absolutely loving this, been living in it, and I'm literally going to put it back on right now. So the last two items are from Tesco, and they are very basic items. We have some socks and some knickers, and this is not something I would normally share on YouTube, but I've been that impressed by these that not only did I feel the need to repurchase more of them, but I just need to share them with people because I think more people need to find these. So I was always a very big fan of the Primark £1 thongs back in the day. Really, really stretchy, very comfortable, and I've never really been able to find a good replacement for those that doesn't dig in, isn't somehow unflattering, because I find a lot of well-made knickers from more expensive brands have they've got very good elastic, so they kind of squeeze back in place and dig in, or you end up with a VPL or something like that. So a few weeks ago I was doing my weekly shop in Tesco, and I just happened to go into the clothing section, as you do when you go to Tesco, and saw these and just immediately was like, I need them in my life. So I did size up one size. These are in a 14 because I like them not to be tight. I like knickers to be very comfortable and not loose, but just comfortable and with room so that, you know, things don't get squashed, particularly because they're a thong. I only wear thongs. So because of that, I like things not to be too tight. So I always size up in knickers, and I would say that these are a true to size 14. They are, should we take them off the hanger? That would be a really good start. But they are just incredibly stretchy, like really, really stretchy. And they're made out of that kind of no seam fabric, so it's kind of like a really stretchy lycra almost, and they've basically got I can't remember what this is called, but it's this type of seam that's kind of like ironed on. So basically there's absolutely no stitching apart from on the sides where it's that kind of seamless stitch. That's it. There's nothing else there. So when you're wearing these with, I live in gym leggings and joggers, for example, so I don't like to have very lacy knickers or anything because you can always inevitably see them through trousers. So these are absolutely perfect for that, and they are just so comfortable. I need to stop going on about knickers on my YouTube channel, but seriously, these are amazing. I really cannot recommend them enough. And then it was a similar story with the socks, really. So these are the Active Sports cropped ankle socks, which I think makes a big difference, the cropped. I was in need of some socks. I like these kind of sports socks where they have a more padded sole, particularly when I'm going outside and riding and that kind of thing. I do lots of walking around in my wellies and things, so I like a sturdier sock. So I just wanted some basic socks, and I bought a pack of these. I've since been back to buy more of them twice because they're that good. I really like the length of them. So they are ankle socks, but in a lot of ankle socks I find that they're too long, and I don't like them to be kind of bunched up down the bottom. I like them just to be kind of straight and kind of almost seamless with my leggings or joggers or whatever I have on. So this length is the perfect length for that, where it just sits nicely in the right place on your ankle, and they're just really comfortable. And they were £6 for 3 pairs, which is an absolute bargain for a really good quality pair of socks. So props to Tesco, fair play. You've made some very, very nice cushioned sports socks. So moving on to jewellery, the first item I've recently purchased is this absolutely gorgeous sort of pearlescent heart charm pendant necklace from New Look. I am obsessed with this. I only bought this, I I think 2 weeks ago, and I think I've worn it for over half the days since then. It's really lovely under a shirt collar. It's the perfect length for that. It's beautiful on its own over a t-shirt. It's lovely layered with other gold jewellery pieces. It's really versatile, and it's not something I would normally wear, but I saw it in the context of Valentine's Day content for Instagram, and honestly have been wearing it loads. So I think this is definitely one of those signs that sometimes, occasionally, it's good to pick up something that you wouldn't necessarily wear all the time, just to try a different style in something, and this is one of those occasions where I'm totally sold. So yeah, really gorgeous piece there. So also from New Look, I bought these really lovely, these are very heavyweight, I think these are gold plated. I'll link everything down below and double check. But these are very kind of heavyweight gold teardrop style earrings, and they look absolutely gorgeous on. I was going to wear them today, but then I've worn my silver button cardigan, so I didn't. But they are just absolutely classic, really lovely size. They're not too overpowering. They're gorgeous for kind of an everyday earring, I would say, but they are quite heavy. So if you are somebody that suffers with ears that can't take a bit of weight, then I'd say they're probably not for you, but the extra weight to them I think just makes them look that bit more expensive, and certainly they look more expensive than they were. They weren't expensive at all, so yeah, I'll link those down below, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And then last but by no means least are these absolutely amazing heart earrings from H&M. These are actually the second pair of these that I've purchased. I still have one of the other set upstairs, and I somehow lost one of them, but when I had them, I wore them religiously all the time. So when I went into H&M recently and saw that they still had them, I had to repurchase them because I've turned the house upside down for this other earring. I don't know how you can lose something so big as well. Like, I would understand, you know, a small stud or something, but no, I lost one of these, which is quite the feat, but it is me, so it's doable. But yeah, so second pair that I've purchased because I love them that much, and they are just gorgeous. They're a really nice size that you can actually see that they're hearts from a distance rather than having to be really close up. And I just think they're really, you can't go wrong with a really bold pair of plain gold earrings. I am quite plain with my jewellery choices, but I do like something bold, so I think having plain but large is definitely my style, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with these. I will rave about these to anybody who would listen, and I suggest investing in some because they're amazing. So these last two products really are just holy grail products for me in general, but I've been reaching for them these last few weeks because it's been so cold. I mean, you can probably see how dry my hands are because I've not used any hand cream today, but it's been so bitter. My skin has really taken the hit, and particularly my hands are just in a dire state at the minute. So in the last week I've been reaching for these and noticed a really big difference. So this first one is the L'Occitane, it's the Shea Butter Intensive Hand Cream, and the intensive part is the one that you need to go for if you suffer like I do from dry hands. It is just like medicine for your hands. It honestly, even just one application makes the biggest difference. So I highly recommend this. And then this is my go-to lip product. It's actually a skin product, but I use it on my lips. It's the CeraVe Advanced Repair Ointment. Oh, it does actually say face, body and lips, but I pretty much only use it for my lips. I have used it overnight on my skin before, and it does make your skin feel amazing. But I pretty much use it religiously as a lip balm. I don't put anything else in terms of lip balm products on my lips. And I use this day and night. During the day, like, I have one in every handbag, I have one in the car. It's really inexpensive. I think this... so this is, it doesn't say how big it is, 50ml, so there's quite a lot there if you're just using it for a lip product, and it's only £9.99 on Amazon, and it's £9.99 in Boots as well. So that's everything for my recent purchases. My next video live on my channel will be a vlog where I have the saddle fitter. It's definitely interesting from an equestrian perspective. And my next style video, which will be out next week, will be my best vintage purchases. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like to see, or if you have any other suggestions for content that you would particularly like to see from me, whether that's more horse things, more vlogging, or more of these kind of sit down style videos. And please be sure to hit hit the subscribe button down below and like this video, because it really does help my content be pushed out to new audiences and help my channel grow, which will hopefully eventually help fund it as well. So it really does help me out. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.